You know, every single one of these videos, I have to forget at least one word and my brain just freezes, and it's so annoying. Hey, how's it going? So, I was wrong, but also not wrong. I kind of got it in my theory video, didn't I? A bit. I mean, I had one of the theories there, or a couple of them that actually happened. So, yay. At least I wasn't completely wrong. It's cool. By the title of this video, you can tell that this is going to be a review of Loki, the season finale. So if you haven't watched it, why did you click on this video? Go watch it, then come back and watch this video. Because obviously there's going to be a lot of spoilers here, so this is your warning. Great, they've gone. What were your thoughts on the finale? What did you think of it? I loved it. Not gonna lie, I loved it. Like, the series kind of slowed down for me, and I wasn't a big fan of like episodes 3 and 5, but the finale blew me away and made me enjoy the series again. So what were your thoughts? Did you enjoy it? Were you expecting it, what happened in it? And if you didn't enjoy it, how come? What would have made it better for you? Also, I have a dress. I can't bother standing up though, and it's a very long, flowy, pretty dress, because sometimes you just want to dress like a pirate princess, and it's cool to do that. Dress however you want to dress and look however you want to look, because I'm feeling good. If you want to see it, because I can't bother standing up right now, go follow me on TikTok. I will probably post a video or two over there today whilst wearing this. Also, all my other social media links and everything are down below, so check them out if you want to check them out. Also my makeup channel if you're a fan of makeup. So we have to talk about the opening sequence, definitely. So the Marvel like title screen with all the quotes over the top of it. At first I was like, oh, is this just kind of like a homage to them? But then it kind of gets skewed and overlapping, and it's obvious all the universes are now overlapping and the multiverse of madness has been created. So I loved that. I also loved that it was kind of like a homage to the other films and all the characters and actors who have been, you know, throughout. And then it like opens up talking about like time and space, and then peace with like Nelson Mandela quotes and everything. And I thought that was great, but I kind of wished that was the opening to the entire series, but would that have worked? Did it really fit with the entire series, or just this episode and like the half season drop off? I don't know. What do you think? And then after we have this amazing opening, I loved it. Honestly, it was great. I honestly just thought it was the best opening throughout the entire thing, and it was such a cool way to show what was about to happen. And then we are back with Sylvie and Loki and the spinning camera again, and it just shows that everything's not what it seems and things are gonna get weird, and I love it. Like when that happens, like things definitely got weird, and that whole, we've had these shots throughout the series and this whole like spinning camera just to kind of make you feel disorientated, because you don't know what's going to happen and nothing is ever what it seems, and it's just a great way of showing that. And I love, you know, I love it. If you've watched the rest of my videos, I love that kind of thing. Unconventional camera angles and techniques are like, oh, gold just to me. And did you jump when Miss Minutes just did a little jump scare? I didn't, but I saw online that a lot of people were like, oh my god, she terrified me. And I'm like, I'm not a person who usually jumps much at jump scares though, to be fair. I'm not, yeah, I don't know why, but we all knew that something was gonna pop up. For a split second, I did think, wait, is she the main villain? Oh my god. But obviously not. But for a split second, my heart kind of sank and was like, no, this can't be it. No, the villain was not Miss Minutes. It was, in fact, He Who Remains. And I did say this could be a possibility because he is in the comics as the last remaining director of the TVA. And I absolutely love how they've used the concept of the variants, though, with him. So he himself is a variant, and not only any variant, though, a variant of Kang the Conqueror, who we are going to see in Ant-Man 3. So it's a great way that they've connected the series to the rest of the MCU. And just Jonathan Majors, oh my god, his acting. I honestly, in my opinion, he made this episode. He was absolutely fantastic. As soon as he got on the screen, he just stole it. I absolutely loved him. He reminded me of a character from Death Note, which is that anime. The Shinigami, I've forgotten his name, but the Shinigami that Light has, Ryuk, maybe, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but he reminded me, just with the apple, but also his character and everything, that's what he reminded me of. And he was just so much fun. Like, yes, he's this big bad villain, even though, is he though, because he's trying to do the right thing, so victim of circumstance maybe, but he's this guy who we're supposed to hate, but you can't because the actor is just so energetic. And it's just like, I loved it. I loved him in it, and I can't wait to see him again in the MCU as Kang. So is he going to be in season 2? Obviously, because he is now Kang the Conqueror, who has taken over the TVA. The trailers, though, were quite... what's the word? Oh, for God's sake, I've done it again. I've just completely forgotten a word. You know, every single one of these videos, I have to forget at least one word and my brain just freezes. And it's so annoying. So the trailers did actually set up us believing that it could be another Loki variant and that there was no like connection to Kang the Conqueror at all. But like I said in the comics, He Who Remains is the guy who's behind all the TVA, so makes sense. And I know people may think, oh yeah, but the MCU is supposed to be like by itself, but they do obviously take things from the comics, because if they didn't, we wouldn't have the MCU. And I am really thankful that they did bring all this from the comics, because I kind of missed that. Like, yes, the MCU do their own thing and I love it, but I also do miss it when they don't take from the comics as much. And I'm quite thankful that they did that in this series, and it worked, in my opinion. You might disagree with me, and that's fine. If you do, let me know why down below. But I just think that this season finale, perfect. And it's not a season finale either. This season was supposed to be 12 episodes long, but because of COVID, they couldn't actually do that. So they have broken it down into 2 seasons, which, great. But I do wonder when season 2 is going to come out. Is it going to be somewhere with Ant-Man 3, which would make sense? So maybe we're going to be waiting for a while for that one. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. The big thing in this episode, though, was the betrayal. Like, did we see it coming? Kind of. We knew something was going to happen to make the multiverse of madness come into existence for Doctor Strange. So something had to happen in that chamber. And just so happened that Sylvie was going to betray Loki. And so she did, and then kill He Who Remains and bring about the multiverse of madness. And we always suspected, or at least I did, that Loki, at least one variant of him, was going to be the catalyst for the Multiverse of Madness, and they were going to bring it about. It just so happened to be Sylvie, and with her playing on Loki's emotions and his feelings for her, and then betraying him and pushing him into the TVA. Little harsh on her, but she was on this, quest to seek revenge, and she was blinded by her own revenge, and so that's all she could see and that's all she wanted. And yes, He Who Remains did make her question Loki's allegiance to her, even though after everything, and with him even saying, I don't want to hurt you, which was a very touching scene, to be honest, because he hasn't said that to people, has he? He does want to hurt people because he wants to make them pay, but he doesn't want to hurt her, and she's the only person who he actually trusts. And it was a very touching moment between them, I think, but also showed that they are different, and she used his emotions to get what she wanted. Harsh, yes, but also goes with their character, and what she wanted was simply to murder He Who Remains, and so she did. But it had to happen to bring about the chaos that is going to come. And also, I do feel like this whole betrayal has been foreshadowed. We see betrayal being the theme of this episode, because we have not just Sylvie betraying Loki, but also Mobius and Renslayer betraying each other and having that conversation where they both feel betrayed by the other. So betrayal is a big theme of this episode, and obviously they all feel betrayed by the TVA and He Who Remains. But like I said, I do feel like it might have been a bit foreshadowed, because in episode 2, when we have Loki and Mobius speaking about Ragnarok, and Mobius says to Loki, you've literally stabbed people in the back 50 times, and then Loki's obviously saying, well, I'll never do it again. And I love that quote, those two quotes, brilliant. But that is foreshadowing the betrayal that's about to happen, because Loki wasn't actually the one who betrayed anybody. Loki didn't backstab anyone and just wanted to help people in the end. It was everyone else around him betraying each other, so, and ultimately him being betrayed. So it shows him, I suppose, that he can't actually trust anyone, and he can't even trust himself, aka Sylvie. Yes, I know she's Sylvie, but she's technically a Loki, so just they're both variants of the same person. And even He Who Remains said it's a bit unnatural, but different universes. But overall, I just loved this episode, and I loved this finale, and like I said, it kind of brought it back, and it wasn't as slow, and it was fast paced, and it was just brilliant. And yes, Jonathan Majors definitely made it for me. He was incredible, and I am just very excited to see what happens next, and him in more series and movies. He's absolutely amazing. So that is my review, and as interesting as I may be, I find something more interesting, and that is your guys' thoughts. So let me know what you thought in the comments below. What do you want to see in season 2? I will be doing a video on this where I'm going to look at some of the unanswered questions that the finale left us with. So that was really slow, wasn't it? But there we go, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like this video if you liked it. Comment anything you want to comment down below, and subscribe, because I post several times a week. Now that Loki is finished, I do have some ideas, and I'm going to have to try and fill in the void until What If comes out, I think. But it's fine, because we only a couple of weeks, I think, until that comes out. But like I said, I'm going to have to try and fill in the void. So, any ideas? I have some ideas, it's fine. But I will see you next time, guys.